Today we will learn the poem To Autumn, composed by John Keats. As we all know, John Keats was an English romantic poet. He was one of the main figures of second generation of romantic poets, along with Lord Byron and P.B. Shelley. Despite his works having been in publication for 4 years before his death from tuberculosis at the age of 25, he is regarded as one of the most famous romantic poets in London. So let's have a look at the poem Ode to Autumn or To Autumn by John Keats. Let's go by first stanza. Season of mist and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with the fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run, to bend with apples the moss cottage trees, and feel all fruit with the ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd and plumb the hazel shells with sweet kernel to set budding more and still more later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease, for summer has overbrimmed their clammy cells. The first stanza. John Keats is originally regarded as the poet, sensuous poet, or a poet of Hellenism, or the nature poet. He is also known as a nature poet. This poetry is a characteristic of his nature poetry. The season of mist and mellow fruitfulness. In the very first line itself, he signifies that he is a nature poet of high order, the season of mist and mellow fruitfulness. And the first line itself says that autumn season is the season in which there is a mist everywhere, and it is also a season which gives space for mellowness or maturity to all kinds of crop, fruits, and every life and vegetation in that particular season. The close bosom friend of the maturing sun. He is regarded as the close friend of the sun as well, because both give blessing to all kinds of fruits and crops to grow in such a plenty that the farmers will be blessed with prosperity, and they both as if they are running a race to load and bless all kinds of fruits. And whatever the fruits are described here are like mouth-watering fruits, like grapes, apples. Grapes are there that are hanging down from the thatch eaves, and again creepers are also there, and apples have also been there, described to be hanging from the branches of the trees, and they are ripe to the core, they are matured. And again, hazelnuts are also there, gourd to swell the gourd. Pumpkin is also there, a type of pumpkin, and they are like they are filled with sweetness to the each and every corner of that particular fruit. And still, and the very next image is the image of flowers, and many bees are there that are enjoying the sweetness from the flowers, and then they are also confused that whether summer has prolonged, because they have never seen the flowers in the autumn season, but the autumn season has given them the blessing that they can extract the sweetness from flowers as long as they want to. So this is the first stanza. Let's move on to the second stanza now. Second stanza is all about the activities that are done in the autumn season, and what kind of activities are there that we can see when we go to farm during the season of harvest. We generally see the cutting of the crop, and then collecting. Harvesting is the same thing only. Who then he just sees the all the activities that are done by woman. Actually, in that woman, in the personal in that woman, he sees the personality of the autumn season. He says like, who hath not seen thee off amid thy store, sometime whosoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or on a half-free furrow, sound asleep, drowse with the fume of poppies, while thy hooks spare the next swath and with all its twined flowers. And sometime, like a gleaner, thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a cider press, with a patient look, thou watches the last oozing hours by hours. And this is the description of the activities that are done by women, and there are women in the farm itself. And what are those activities? That is cutting of the crop, and then collecting the crop and grain, and keeping on a floor, that we can see over there in those pictures. He says that who has not seen the Amit dashboard? We also see the open space where we keep grain, right? Sometime whosoever seeks abroad may find. And anybody who wants to see you, he can go to farm, and definitely he can spot you over there. See these sitting careless on a granary floor. Granary floor is the open space where we keep grain. The hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind. And as the autumn season is personified, the poet says that autumn season's hair is lifted. Actually, the hair of the that lady who is winnowing, uh, her hair is lifted by the wind. This is the winnowing activity we can see. You must have seen somewhere. And he said that in that woman also autumn season can be seen, or on a half-reef furrow sound asleep, drowse with the fume of poppies, while thy hooks spare the next swath and all its twined flowers. Yes. Again, autumn season is also seen in the form of the woman who has been cutting the crop, and by line, and now that woman is tired now. She is feeling sleepy, and in that woman also autumn season can be seen. And sometime, like a gleaner, thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a saddle pressed with a patient look, thou watches the last oozing hours by hours. In another picture, gleaner can be seen. Gleaner means, in this picture you can see, gleaner means the women who have been engaged to do the work of collecting the crop which is left over by the machine, or by what we can say, the people who collect the grain, right? And by mistake they leave some grain, and these gleaner people will go there to the farm, and then they will collect. So they are having heavy weight of load of the grain, and they are going home. But on their way to home, they see a brook, stream of water, and over there they stop and look at the brook silently. Or they can see, they can have a look at the cider press where the apples are sent for juice. And here you can see the apples, cider press, where apples are sent for juice. And that these gleaner look at the apple drops falling in that pot, and then they can continuously look at the how apple drops down, the juice of the apple drops down by like hours by hours continuously. They have been now you can see the juice of apple is ready for you, right? And this is the speciality of John Keats. John Keats' poetry is appealing to the senses. All the senses are made alive. And at this point of time, sense of sight and sense of taste, tongue, which is also alive right now, because they can. This is the characteristic of his poetry, sensuous appeal. Moving to the last stanza now. Yes, last stanza is all about the music which is heard in the autumn season. Where are the songs of spring? Eh, where are they? Think not of them. Thou hast thy music too. While barred clouds bloom the soft dying day and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue, then in a well full choir the small gnats mourn among the river shallows, borne aloft or sinking as the light wind lives or dies. And full grown lambs, loud bleat from hilly bourne, hedge cricket sing, and now with the treble soft. The red breast whistles from garden in croft, and gathering sallows twitter in the skies. So at the time of the evening, when you can have a look at the sun or a cloud, they can be seen like bars, and because their light is divided. And he says that where are the song? The poet says, where are the songs of spring? And where are they? Think not of them. Don't worry. You also have your music, right? Because autumn season has also its own peculiar music. While barred clouds bloom, the soft dying at the time of evening, and the light falls on the stubble plains. Stubble plains means the stumps left behind by the people who cut the crop, and that light falls on those stumps. They The color is very rosy hue, and then in a wailful choir, the small gnats mourn. Small gnats, small creature like a fly, and while the river shallows, among the river shallows borne aloft, uh, the gnats can be seen in the river shallows. A willow tree is by the side of the, like a shrub which grows alongside the river. Among the river shallows borne aloft or sinking as the light wind leaves or dies. Gentle wind is also blowing over there. Sometime wind stops also, and full grown lambs, and the bleating of the lamb is also heard from the hilly side. And hedge cricket also sings, a creature sings, and with the treble soft, and music is treble soft, with a red breast robin whistles from garden. In the corner of the garden there is a red breast robin whistling, and gathering swallows twitter in the sky, and swallows also small birds are twittering in the sky. This is the music of autumn season, and in this way, we can say that his poetry is Keats' poetry is original, and he is a poet of nature of highest order, and also he is a sensuous poet, and these are the qualities of romantic poets as well. And this is the end of this poem. Thank you.